Hey everybody, welcome back to This Old Trike. Today we're going to be spending some time on some four-wheelers. So we're going to finish up with this 300EX, but it started out earlier this week. I guess it was Monday morning. I had my son Bennett's 2007 Recon in the shop because it had stopped running. So this is what we found out about that. The old Recon ES 250. This is my son Bennett's machine. And yesterday he was riding around on it, and I'll say this, it's been a little temperamental. So you've kind of had to keep your thumb hovering on the throttle to keep it going. It just wants to die out. But then yesterday it just quit on us, and then it wouldn't start back up. And so I said, well, maybe the plug's fouled. So I pulled the plug on it, and it's a plug I don't have on hand, so I got to get a few of these. I think it's a DPR8EZ9, I think. And it was chocolatey brown. It looked really good. It wasn't wet. Wasn't flooded or fouled that you could tell. And I popped it back in, and it ran great for a minute. And then it seemed like it worked through some fuel, and then it started sputtering, and I took it for a ride, and it died on me, and then it wouldn't want to start again. And I did just start it, and it started up. But I think it's from kind of sitting and getting back to normal. That's a good representation of how it's been. It's been in here warm overnight. And I'm just going to pull the carb on it and see if anything looks out of place. Just check the passages on the jets, and I did that probably about a year and a half ago, and it ran good for a time, but maybe something else is going on, so let's get after it. Okay, so a couple things. The fuel on-off was oriented 90 degrees the wrong way, and I knew that a while ago. So I fixed that, and I checked gas flow, and I think the tank is just a touch below the reserve level. So the fact that we had it on and it was just below reserve, it wasn't getting fuel. But that doesn't change the fact that it was idling kind of rough. So I pulled the idle jet out. Looked like maybe it was a little gunked up on the inside. Just for giggles, I pulled because those idle jets are different size sometimes, and the only one I had that was same shape was a 40. And the one that came out of this was a 38. So it's the next size up. I don't think they make 39s. And I don't have the air box on here, obviously, so it's going to be sucking more air than usual. But I just want to see how it runs with that 40 idle jet in there. Obviously not what we're looking for. I don't like it. I bumped up the idle more than I should have to. Something's still not right. So I'm going to pause for right now, reevaluate, and come back at it. So it is now Monday evening. Me and Bennett have come over to finish things off. I ended up having to pull the whole carburetor off. I went through it and just cleaned it up. Nothing seemed dirty, which was weird, but it's always idled a little bit funny. The jet I put in it this morning broke on me. It was very cheap. I did not get that from Curdy Eldridge. I had that in the toolkit from something else. But the Curdy was on standby in case I needed one. But we've cleaned it. We've tuned it a little bit, and it seems to be running good. What do you think, Bennett? Thumbs up. 2 thumbs up. Will you put the seat on? It was tricking us earlier because it seemed to want to have the idle way up. But until then it warmed up and it seems to run good now. I think we might need to do a little lesson. That's not caught where it needs to be. Alright, we're going to adjust the seat and we'll be right back with you. See. There he goes. Hopefully he turns his headlights on. Headlights! There he is. Nice little peaceful snow. I think he's done. All right. Now, for this guy. wonder if my my Florida friends, one of MRC Builds, is familiar with this trick. If this was MRC Builds, you'd probably say, all right, let's get into this TRX 90. What does she need? We will find out. Stay tuned. We are officially underway. It's the next morning, Tuesday morning. This has been warming up in here overnight. This is the condition we're dealing with. We are not firing. That was no joke. So we'll put the battery tender on it because it sounds like the battery's weak, and pull that carb off and see what's inside. Here we go. These are tricky little buggers to get into. I didn't record any of it, but to get the carburetor off and off the boot, I ended up having to pull the tank, and to get the tank off, I ended up having to loosen these fenders and loosen, there's a clip underneath here, so I could get the tank out. My petcock leaks a little bit. The air filter is disintegrating, so I'll get a new one of those on order, but I did clean it and oil it. And I just went through the carb, and I didn't replace anything. I just cleaned it. The rubber gaskets looked good enough. Looked like everything would seal up. Anything that's dripping, I think, is from me putting the gas tank back on while the petcock was leaking. But if there's no puddle under it by the time I get home, I think I'll just finish assembly and call it good, because that's good. It would not do that before. If you remember back to our mudflats video where I was out there with a fat cat almost dying, Kaylin was having issues with this. It just did not want to start up nice and run nice, but now she runs nice. And that's it. What's next? The TRX 90 is back in here because it ran great up until it stopped running great. I had ordered a new air filter for it because this one, you can see, was breaking down, and I wondered if that was causing the issue. And this was really wet with gas, so that was something else. So I do think ultimately that carb's got to come back off. I put a new air filter on it and some hardware that was missing. This was missing, and this was missing, and right now we've got an oil pan beneath it. Bennett's over here to my side. We're draining the oil on it. We're going to put fresh in, and then we're going to move on to this 300EX, which I bought, as you probably recall, because all you guys like and subscribe and follow my videos. I bought this from my buddy Ryan Cogswell. It's got a weak battery, so I've got a new battery for it. The carburetor needs to be rebuilt because it's letting gas get past it, and it's not draining out the overflow. I believe it's draining into the engine case. And if you've never dealt with anything like that, let me show you what I mean. I'm going to teach my son a little bit while I do this. This thing is cold. It was 20 below zero this morning. So right now, the only job for this machine is to warm up. I guess it doesn't smell as gassy as I thought it was. Do you smell gas in that?
Oh.
No. I thought at one point I smelled gas in the oil. So maybe it was just gas elsewhere. Let's stick our nose right near the the hole. I don't smell gas. Okay. Well, maybe we don't have to do all that. And the oil actually looked pretty good. Would you concur, Bennett? Do you agree?
Yes.
And then we check our oil. You know the right way to check the oil. You put the dipstick in, but you don't thread it. And you pull it out. That's why I was thinking it had gas in it, because it's got a lot of oil. See how it's up past? Mm-hmm. It's up past the line. I think that's what made me think it at first. But it doesn't look gassy. And it doesn't smell gassy. But it is a little high. Okay. Let's, I guess we'll put the dipstick back in there. I don't need to have that out. Maybe we'll start with changing the battery. And see how it responds to that. All right. We'll come back at you in a bit. Just a touch low.
I was right. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds like it could be. It's idling fast.
It's not.
No.
Not. Burning like it's hitting though. A really, really fast hitting. Hitting had an energy drink. Sounds nice.
Does sound nice.
Is that the problem? Dirty oil.
I don't think dirty oil is gonna cause it to run like it was.
What if it is a
Possibility. Want to check the oil one last time. Now that it's had a chance to run. It's good. I think we should take it for a little ride to see
I'm not riding it.
see how she goes. Let's see how she goes. She seems to be running pretty good. A couple more hot laps and we'll be sure. out there?
Great.
Well, I think she's good for another while. Let's work on that 300EX. So, Bennett is going to be taking the back fenders off of a 300EX, 250X, similar for the first time. So you grab up on that bar.
This one?
Now these are funny because the way they interlock here, so you got to kind of wiggle it.
This bar?
No, the bar underneath, the latch.
Yeah, I have it.
So that's, you pushed it up, and then you can lift up on the fenders. Yeah, you gotta work on your hand strength. So then it goes up. Then you gotta kind of wiggle it back and forth. What? Aren't they weird? Hold on, whoa. Okay. Cool. Okay. Set it down. Now the latches are off the airbox. I don't remember if that was me or not, but look at that. Would you look at that?
Oh, would you look at this?
Yeah, well.
Would you look at that?
Yeah, there's a perfect.
Just look at it. Just look at it.
Yeah, well.
What the heck is that?
Little
Big
nest in
flight
there.
out of it.
Little nest in there, and I don't think it was like this when I got it. I think that's on me. So we're gonna take this air filter out and do a vacuum job.
Back of it off. Oh.
So that filter feels dry too. So what should we do? Oil it. If you swap that screwdriver shaft around, or okay, there you go. So I'll oil this. We'll eventually vacuum this out. But why don't you, there's the pipe. As long as there's no critters in there. What is that? What size is this?
9.
12. Get a 12mm socket and then start undoing those terminals. I got it right here. Here's your ratchet. I'm gonna spray some oil on this. Do you think we're okay with this filter for the time being?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's not dirty.
It's not real dusty out there.
Yeah. This is going well.
No, I was talking about this bolt.
Oh.
Is that a 12? Oh, is it a 10? There's a 10, the pink one right over there.
Do you want?
Anything else?
No, it's probably exhaust.
Maybe it wants to choke.
It idle!
Need some air in the tires.
We can do that.
So I was saying to Bennett, these tires are like no use. I rode this on my front lawn when I first got it, and that's about it. So I'd feel bad doing some hot laps like Bennett suggested. So I happen to have these Kenda Vipers that they don't make anymore. And I was just telling Bennett how I bought these in probably 1996. No, you want a 17, Bennett. I had it somewhere. The drain plug. So I bought these back in 96 or 97 for my 350X. Obviously after I took this picture, because you can see those have the original tires on the back with a big dent in it from a rock somewhere. But those actually weren't OEM rims. Those were Douglas rims. That's how I bought it. So I never had the original rear rims on that. Need the extension. So Bennett is gonna loosen my stuff up. We can use the impact when we get to this, but we're gonna swap these over so we can do some hot laps. See how it goes. Here we go.
Okay.
had a big widowmaker situation going on. That tree that's been cut was leaned into that tree, which doesn't look so hot. But I've got some work to clean all this up as soon as the weather's warmer. I don't want to spook that deer. I see him right through there. You see him? Oh, and there's another one. There's two. Just try to go slow and let them do their thing. I only see the two. I don't think I'm gonna go down on the lake because I'm freezing. My facial hair is really frozen right now. I'm not wearing boots or long johns or anything around my neck, and my neck's really cold. So I'm not gonna go down for those reasons. Plus, there isn't a trail broke, because we haven't had a ton of snow this year, and the lake just froze really to the point where it's solid, and it froze high early in the season. So you see this, that's ice, because that's how high it was when it froze, and then it dropped down. So everything could be fine, and I could maybe get down here and not have a problem, or I could have a big problem. And I'm not really interested in having a problem right now. So I may not get out on the lake this year. It's supposed to warm up this coming week. That's okay. Whatever. We could probably do it right there, but I don't know. Let's go back to the shop. So that was fun. These are a nice machine. They've definitely got more power than a 250X. They definitely don't have 350X power. It is super handy having the reverse option. It is 3 degrees out. I just checked the temperature, so it is frosty. Nice that it's got a battery in it now, and then we can just hit the button and go. These have no kickstart or anything backup, so but that was fun. I think I'm gonna wrap this up and close it out. So my facial hair was very stiff and cold and frozen. Thanks for watching. So that was what? Bennett's Recon. Getting a little carb clean. This thing I'm going to leave the gas on to see if it drips, because I think that's what happened when I saw it before. Palin's machine, I think the carb's got to come back off of that, but whatever. You see over my shoulder on the table the disassembled 250R motor. We've got plans for that, and you'll see where that's going in a very close up and coming video. And Peter, our friend Peter, you remember we robbed Peter to pay Paul, and Peter's got a journey to a new home tomorrow. So I'll get some footage of that, because we'll be going to a place with some three-wheelers, so it'll be fun. Thanks for watching, and we will catch you next time. Have a great day, and that's it.